class for Hadoop course. Welcome to the demo class. I will be discussing the topics which we are going to cover in the whole demo, and also we'll be covering what and all we'll be teaching you and how the course will completely be taken care of. Okay, so welcome to the Hadoop demo course again. So the first statement, that is the mission statement of the whole course, what we are going to do is nothing but get the core knowledge of Hadoop and master it. Okay, when we mean core knowledge, the idea is not just to learn what is Hadoop, but understand how it came in, where does it fit in, which is a major thing in Hadoop, which people lack. For example, when we ask you what is big data, the general answer for people is big data is big data. But the question here is, why is it called big data? How did the term come? What is really happening in the IT industry that this has become such a boom? That is where we are going to come and pitch in and explain you all the concepts of Hadoop. Okay, so the next slide shows you the graphs what has been there for the jobs which have been coming up for Hadoop. Okay, there are different jobs which are available for Hadoop, but adding in the key point over here is we need skilled engineers for doing the same. Okay, we have a lot of engineers present already in the market, but the question is, are they skilled? Do they exactly know the knowledge of what and how things are being done? That's where people lag. You can have any idea of Hadoop. Today we have lot of resource available in the internet, but which is genuine? Is that the thing what is required? How is these things done? That is where things become completely different. So let's get started, friends. So in the whole course, we are going to try and answer only these things: the factors that led to error of Hadoop, what is Hadoop and significant features of Hadoop, the HDFS concepts, the MapReduce concepts, and also the Hadoop ecosystem concepts. These are the major thing and topics that we are going to discuss on the part of Hadoop. Okay, the course will be structured in this way. There are 3 steps. Step number 1, we will be guiding you through each and every topic. Okay, the step 2, we are going to practice that particular topic. Step 3 is you come back with doubts to us. These are the 3 steps what we are going to follow for the training. So welcome to the website in which we have formulated the Hadoop Architect kit. So we have totally 13 modules as you can see, and the first is must read module, basically where we cover some prerequisites for you to read and learn about it. Now this is of course not mandatory before you join the course, but after you join the course you can take some time to see the website, go there and learn these stuffs. Okay, module 1 is basically the IT architecture and where Hadoop stands. This is very key point. Like I mentioned, there are a lot of different technologies. There is SAP, there is PHP, there is a lot of things which I just explained to you. There are how does Hadoop actually sits in here? Where does Hadoop come in here? This is the key point for you to understand and learn. If you know where exactly a particular technology sits, it's very easy for you to capture that market. You can build projects around it, right? That's the key reason we have module 1. Module 2 is explaining about Hadoop ecosystems. Hadoop, as I mentioned previously, Hadoop has only 2 major parts. One is HDFS, one is MapReduce. HDFS is all about storage and MapReduce is all about processing. But with that, we have another 11 technologies surrounded by it. Naming some are Scoop, Flume, coding in Pig Latin, coding in Hive, Zookeeper, HBase, Uzi, things like this. Now we'll be discussing what is this ecosystem, what they mean by themselves, how they add values to Hadoop. And that's the core idea of ecosystems of Hadoop. Module 3, we have installation of Hadoop Quick Start VM. Basically, it's Cloudera Quick Start VM. So we'll be installing Hadoop on your local system. I would like to mention here that you still need a laptop of i4 and 8 GB RAM at least, and with 500 GB of hard disk. This is a mandatory requirement for the Cloudera Quick Start VM to run. The more you have, much better, trust me. So we'll install Hadoop Quick Start VM on this, and then we'll walk through the Hadoop Quick Start VM, like what it contains, what and all options we have, things like this. After that, we have a Linux for Hadoop module, which is module number 4. Why this module? Why we have this module is basically because to cover all the topics required for Hadoop with respect to Linux. Some people will come with testing background, some people will come with complete development background where they don't have a knowledge of Linux at all. So this course will add a value. If you already know Linux, trust me, we'll discuss some key concepts in Linux which you will be amazed to learn, even though you learn Linux. Okay, so next we have some tasks. Of course, a simple task for people who don't know Linux, like setting up some cron jobs, shutting on the machines, and things like this. And people who already don't know Linux, I think this is a pretty easy thing for you. Next, we have module 5, and this is where we have theory and lab both simultaneously happening. So module 5 is HDFS operations, meaning we are going to see what are the commands in HDFS, what are the things in HDFS. By now, let me tell you, by now you would have already understood what is HDFS and what is ecosystems of Hadoop and things like this. So we are going to HDFS, we are going to see how to load data to HDFS, how to copy things, how to create directories, how to list them, things like this. Okay, and then we have a lab again in which we will be discussing how to load different data into Hadoop. And then we have there probably we might also cover scoop, but we might push it to the end also based on the class at that point of time. Then we have module 6, which we'll introduce to MapReduce, how MapReduce works, what is MapReduce, and things like this. Then we have module 7, which is lab, a traditional way of running Hadoop jobs. Now here I want to mention a point. When we mean it's a traditional way of running Hadoop jobs, what I am trying to express here is it is how do we generate jars from Java code and how do you push the jars to Hadoop cluster. Uh, there is one myth that people have to know Java to learn Hadoop, which is actually false. I would have agreed the point with you if this has been the training session close to 5 or 4 years ago, because that time Java was core for this and people with Java experience were usually getting a job. But right now it is not. Okay, if you have a bit of idea of SQL, you can get a job. If you are good in Ruby or Python, you can get a job. So it is not a mandatory course, a mandatory requirement at all for you to know Java. Okay. So after that, we'll be introducing the GitHub. Now, why GitHub? Go and check all the developer course or jobs posted in Naukri or places like this. GitHub is a mandatory thing what you have to know. So we'll be creating your own GitHub repository, we'll be pushing your code to there, and when you do POCs and things like this, we want you to get answers and we want to see your codes from GitHub so that you have an experience of what GitHub is and how you do things in GitHub. So that's the key point. Then we have introduction to Hive coding, and this part is going to be a bit long because I have seen in my past experience that people get along with Hive coding pretty quickly and people have got job in this. The reason is it is similar to SQL. So this course is pretty tedious. We have close to like 60-70 slides on this course and we'll be doing a lot of things in this course, and we'll be doing a lot of POCs also in this course. So that's the Hive coding. Then we have Ruby coding. Then we have Scoop. Like I mentioned, Scoop might be covered in lab, different ways to load data into Hadoop, but yeah, it can be pushed down to lab module number 11 also. Then we have module number 12 when we have Flume, which is also another way of loading things. Then we'll put our hands on of Piglat in coding. Now this is very different coding. It's completely different. It is used for rapid prototyping and things like this, and we are going to use Piglatin to code some of these stuffs. I would like to mention that you have POC projects for Hive, we have POC projects for Piglatin, and you also have a lot of things to do in this digital learning library and project section, which we will go through again. Then we have module 13, in which we are going to go across HBase and PostgreSQL, where we understand the databases. And after that, we have advanced self-reading topics, that is Kafka and basic introduction to Spark. This is the whole idea of Hadoop and what it is, and it covers, if you see, it covers all the architect part. You know how to, if you have a data, you know how to push it to Hadoop, how to store it in Hadoop, how to process it in Hadoop. That basically covers everything, right? If you're just a developer, then you might have a little less knowledge on how things are loaded to Hadoop. If you're an admin, you might have no knowledge on what kind of coding they're writing. But in the whole course, what we cover all the topics of getting the data, loading it, processing it, and giving the results. So it covers everything, right? After this, we have the project section. Of course, I'm just going to walk you through this. See, like I mentioned, we have EMR, Hadoop, EMR, and I'll be introducing the topics of AWS also because that's a requirement for this. We have high POCs, like you can see, we have different POCs, call record analysis, credit card petrol POCs, IMDb data user analysis, applied behavior analysis using stock data, things like this, a lot of things like this, of course. You also try. You also can write us mails. You will give me support. You have discussion forums and things like this where you can actually go through. You have digital library where we have uploaded most of the notes. And let me tell you one thing: each and every view for each and every student is different. So we have uploaded things according to the students, and we have some quick rates. We also have things for Ansible. I'll tell you why we use it and how we use it in the class, of course. Uh, this basically covers everything what is required for you to be a Hadoop engineer and to get interviews. Uh, Last some key points before I close this demo is that the training is pretty hectic and it'll be event based, meaning every single course, after ending every single course, you will have interview questions. You will be asked to do some quiz, okay, and we are very serious with it, meaning we want you to go and read things and come back to us, okay. That's the whole point, right? That's the whole point for you. So we are going to do it. We are going to give a lot of interview sets which are real time, and you are supposed to answer it and come back. We are strict with it. See, always I can tell, has it proverb goes, right? I can take the camel to the water, but camel has to drink it. So we are going to force you till the water, but you have to drink the water by yourself. So we are going to give interview sets for you. We are going to catch up with you. We are going to tell you, hey guys, how is it? What is it? What is the update on it? Why did you not answer this question? Things like this. So that ends the whole course. If you have any questions, you can leave a mail to us, you can drop a mail to us, or you can speak with us by leaving a message in discussion forums and things like this. So thank you guys. Thanks for attending the demo, and hope you will join the session soon and we will have a wonderful learning curve. Thank you.